Hello there, and welcome to Cities Skylines. What you're looking at now is the small town of Haywood, a rural town mainly home to people that work out on farms or maybe a logging camp outside of a major settlement. Um, this map is the map of Westmorland by MP Campo Z, and let's jump out and take a look at it. I want to take you on this journey with me of trying to build something that is semi-realistic, or as realistic as it can be. The Westmorland map is set in California. This body of water is meant to be the Salton Sea. We are going to shift all that on its head, and we're going to say this is the Pacific Ocean. So down here is north, up here is south. We're going to have a small town here, small rural town called Haywood, and we're going to have the major settlement in the county of Westmorland here, which will be Westmorland. Let's say it was a port fishing town. Over the years, the port will have closed. It won't see freight traffic anymore. That will all go to major ports. Still some fishing industries and such, but a small town. And I want to do a small town because I want to do that stereotypical American main street. Let's say that Westmorland has maintained that. When the interstate highway came through Westmorland, it didn't demolish that main street, that main avenue of the town, like so often happened in reality. If we exit off here and we zoom out, we'll show you a bit more. So down here at the bottom we've got this wonky, don't worry about that, won't really see that, jank highway connection. This interstate highway right now, it goes this way, east. We're going to rip this out eventually, and we're going to bring it around the farmland, and it is going to come up through Westmorland and then north. As if following an old main highway. Our other highway road, we can imagine that the highway originally came before the interstate was built. It originally came up here and split off in two directions, one going to Westmorland and one avoiding Westmorland. And the route that avoided Westmorland came up this way, and it passed through the town of Haywood. And then it followed round the hillside northwards. When the railroad was built, it came up through this way following that road. The railroad also stretches out this way, and what we're going to do is we're going to rip this bit out and we're going to take it through the city and to the north. It might also branch out east. There might be something. We imagine this is some sort of inlet on the Pacific Ocean, a bay on the Pacific Ocean. We're fictional, so it doesn't really matter, and we don't need to think about it too much. The map texture I've changed. It was like a very arid terrain, but I didn't like the quality of the terrain texture, so I went into this nifty mod and I changed it to SCT Homecoming because I want to go for that Northern California, maybe pushing Oregon sort of vibe with big fir trees and stuff. I'm not going to use redwoods, I don't think, maybe up on the hills. So that these are sort of the trees we're going for, alders and Douglas firs. I'll probably rip out this railroad and leave a dirt trail there to show where it was, because as we progress, my plan and thinking would be that the railroad would go through the main city, and obviously it'd be a shadow of its former self. It probably serviced the port originally, but that's long since gone. So it'd follow the coastline up. There may have at one time been a bypassing track to skip the city just for freight, but I think that would be out of use now, and we'll rip this out. I did have an asset that I wanted to use of like an old grain loading facility that might be sat here by the tracks in the town, but it's locked. You have to build 20 unique things to get it, so maybe we'll do that eventually. I'm not very confident building on camera yet. I've not built for a very long time. I've not really played Cities Skylines for a very long time. I think the last time I was playing it and messing around with mods was 2017, and then I broke my save. And then every time I tried to get into it again, vanilla just doesn't do it for me. I think it looks bad. And knowing where to start with mods is like massively overwhelming now, but finally this time I've done it and we've got stuck in and started building. I'm quite happy with it, I think. But I thought I'd take you along for the ride if you take pity and watch me. And I wanted to record it. I like recording and making videos, so if some people take pity on me and watch it, that's a bonus. And hopefully I enjoy watching the journey that we take here with this original plan. So we're gonna jump out of this save now. I'll just show you this. So like I said at the beginning, we've got a modern town hall, Central Street and Main Street, fire station, post office, and that's about it for now. We will jump out of this save and we'll move up forwards to what I've done in this area, and maybe we'll try and do a little bit of building on camera as well. So welcome back to So welcome back to Haywood in Westmorland County. You can see I've been a busy boy. I've done quite a lot, and I'm going to stop it here and make a video for what I've done so far. I'm feeling like I'm getting to the point where I could film myself, record myself building, but I'm getting into the swing of using all the assets and what have you again. Let's get rid of these gross things. I think it's here. Get rid of those rock sprouts because they're hideous. So let's take it all in. Let's have a look around. Where should we start? So I guess we start here with Main Street. Over on Main Street, we've got this Best Western. I did record myself building this, and it went quite well. However, you couldn't hear me over the ambient music, the ambient sounds. I don't know why we've got so much traffic built up in here, but yeah. So Main Street, we've got a Best Western. I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. It slopes off a bit quite down here, so your gardens might get a bit muddy in the rain. I was thinking maybe I'd look for like a drainage ditch or something. Like there's networks, I think, that you could lay a little stream in there. And as we move down Main Street, we've got an empty plot, disused lot here. We've got another motel, and we can do it in this camera much better. We've got a gas station with a 7-Eleven next to it. We've got this horrible old strip mall, so you can imagine that there was quite a nice Main Street, getting a bit run down, disused over the years. So someone had this idea: we need to get the parking off Main Street. We get quite a lot of free traffic going into Westmorland City. So let's build this strip of shops. That's what all the towns are doing now, and we'll take the parking off the street. And they've ended up with this, and over the years it's gotten a bit run down and neglected. No major chains or anything. It's Blues Video and Novelty, open 7 nights a week. We've got the Baltic Market, we've got a Barbers, we've got cigarettes, we've got a Cleaners, insurance, payday loans, and Quick Stop, and Nighthawks Liquor. Yeah, pretty rubbish. I've decorated the back with lots of junk as well. As we go further along, we've got a Wells Fargo Bank. We've got this big plot here. I'm not too sure what to do with it. You think the two main roads intersect here that come through the town. You can either come off this route that avoids Westmorland City and goes north. You're not going to get, in the end, when the main town in the region is built, in the county is built, you're not going to get through traffic this way really going to Westmorland City. Most of the through traffic is coming this way from the west. So you'd imagine that this would have been once quite prominent stores and stuff, and now it's going to be a very good lot to use. So really, maybe I should have put that motel there. But it is what it is, and it is where it is, and it fits quite nicely there. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I might put another gas station, most definitely. We'll see what we do. I've nothing decided. It might just be empty lots as well. You're only a couple of miles out of the main town now, so it's not. Maybe we'll have a fast food, maybe a McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts, a drive-through, something like that. But you don't really need major rest stops. The rest stop here is primarily for that north to south road. The real life Westmorland in California, it had a Best Western, and that's where I got the idea from. And let's go back and have a look, because I think I did quite a good job. I put some curbing around the back here. This is using big parking lots, and then I put some truck parking in the back. These are just props, just sat there, to get the idea. And we've got like a desire path here. Anyway, back over here. This is the problem with Cities Skylines, I get distracted. Following the main street, or Main Street as it's called, we got some more stores. Stuck a sign on one of them. This one looks empty. Another vape shop, because vape shops are everywhere now, definitely in the UK. We've got some older stores as well. We've got this one, looks like it survived the passage of time, and there's one here sitting out on his own that I quite liked. Antiques, you know, it's probably outlived its purpose, but he's still going. The store's still just hanging in there. As we get further along, we do have the post office. We've got the rural police station. This mod's been in the game for a long time now, but I have always liked it, and it's always good to use it. I've used these like sheriff cars outside, although they don't match the asset I've actually used for the sheriff cars that spawn out of it. Here is the modern town hall. You can imagine they've got the old town bell there. New development for the town. Probably sunk a lot of the money into it. We've got the church across the street again. Not sure what I'll do with this plot here. I might just make it into a bit of a park. But I was hoping to maybe do a woodland trail sort of park around here. Have a little pedestrian bridge. We'll see what we do with that. And back over to Main Street, got a couple of basketball courts. I think I was going to carry on filling them in there, but got distracted. Ambulance station. Got a fire station. No main hospital. You'd imagine ambulances are based here. They take people into the main town. Elementary school I swapped out for a bigger asset that I liked more. Got a yard to play in. Little league baseball field. People are actually using. That's pretty good. And then we get out of town. Now, for the rest of the town, I've mostly used these ranch homes built by King Leno. And we've got these Sears homes. I don't remember the asset creator for them. Just on this space here, perhaps a newer development. But when I looked at towns on Street View, like small rural towns and stuff, they're mostly bungalows around Northern California. Not many old buildings, they don't seem to be. So that's what we've gone for, mostly throughout. Although we've got a couple of shotgun homes here, also by King Leno. Thought I'd stick a few of those in. I was thinking I could put some of those apartments, two little apartment blocks here. They're like 2-story ones. But yeah, that about covers everything we've done. Away from the town, we do have a small farm I've plopped in. It's for workers to go to, a bit of farmland. We'll change it up a bit. I've got some assets of cows as well, without fencing, and then I could put a couple in and then fence off the entire fields. Something a bit more realistic for scale. I probably won't use a lot of these. Maybe just fill it, like leave the rest as is, but you know, you've got a bit for workers spawning, and they're a decent size. Yeah, this is just here to make do for now. A couple of wind turbines, water treatment. I'll build a proper water treatment plant in the town, and down this way there is a water pump tucked under there, just so we've got water for the town itself. Like I was saying, I was thinking of looking. Let's have a look now whilst we're on. There is a footbridge, a pedestrian bridge. I think that's what it's called. But if I can spell. Here we go. American pedestrian footbridge. So if we go in here, footbridge mode. space already occupied. I quite like that. That's what we'll use. So what we'll do, hopefully, maybe not right now, I might do a video of it, that might be nice, is this plot here, bit of parking, and then have it cordon off of parkland and some walking trails up to the road, maybe even go up to the hills and around, a few walking trails. I want to as well have like a logging industry area around here. I'll fill out the trees a bit more, probably swap out whatever these are for the brush that I've been using, with Douglas firs mixed in and stuff. We could have a lot of fir trees growing over here for the purpose of logging, and the foot trails follow off this way and up the hills and what have you. Maybe even a campsite over here as well. I've got some RV props I could use, because it seems as well like a waste to not have this area would be used by people, wouldn't it? You imagine, even if the town's not spread over the river in all the years, you'd imagine that people would probably swim in the river, but also this area would be a place you'd come to hang out, have barbecues. Oh my god, the town's on fire. Where are my fire engines? 6 in use. Go on, run for your lives. We should see if we can swap this out for something better. It's not showing a picture, so I don't know if that means I've got missing assets for those things. See, none of them are showing pictures. I've got a couple of fire props, but we'll leave it as is, because I'm a bit concerned. Oh my word! What are these fire trucks doing? You gonna put any of this fire out? This is a bad fire. We're just watching all my hard work disappear. I probably won't save though, so I've just loaded this save up now to record. So as you can see, we'll pause before the whole town burns down. It's quite funny, really. With 1,000 in population, we're using realistic population. I think we're in a good spot. I don't want to expand it much more. I thought I might use some of the shotgun houses a bit further out, maybe down this way, some roads coming off, because there'd be some rural homes out this way. Maybe reclaim this area for farmland down to the trees. Same here. We won't worry too close to the edge of the map, but yeah, I think it's looking good. I think I'm pretty happy with it. My goal was to make something that looks sort of realistic, and I think it sort of does. I've named the streets as well, if you'd not seen. I never knew until this year, something I learned, that small towns in America will alphabetically name streets as well. So I've done that here. We've got A Street, but you can see the street has once been split. The block was split, so A Street North, A Street South. We've got B Street here. We've got Central Street rather than C Street, then E and F. And likewise, we've got first, second, third and fourth going that way. Down this side, I'm not sure what I will do. We've got River Street there, but I feel like this one should be River Street because it is next to the river. If you couldn't tell by the name Haywood, I actually got the name Haywood from Big Bill Haywood. I got his biography recently. So over this way out of town, we've got Big Bill Haywood Drive. We'll name it Big Bill Haywood Drive, out of respect. And this way we have River Street, which will need a new name for, that I can't really think of right now. This I've just randomly named Route 120. I don't really know how numbering works with roads, and this is Route 121. I think Evans odds and evens go different directions, don't they, as far as I know, but I could be completely wrong. And William Street here. So we'll need some quick names that we'll have to think of. I mean, this could still be River Street at one time, but I like the triangle. We'll call it Railroad Street. I imagine at one time maybe it linked to the railroad station. Who knows? Yeah, we'll call this a day here. We'll leave this as it is. I'll try and record myself building next time and have something more interesting to show you. But thanks for watching. Have a good one.